Hello everyone, how's it going? In this series, I'll be designing just a standard 6-player extra large map. I haven't thought of a name for it yet, but typically I'll just start making my map and then a name will come to me once the map is kind of in place anyway. So my thoughts are extra large, obviously. And I'm thinking I'll do a 2-level map. I'm not a huge fan of undergrounds, but they can make things interesting. And I'm thinking I'll put 4 players above ground and 2 players underground. So why don't I go ahead and say okay to this new map. And I'll just zoom out. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I'll start off with kind of a large grassy area, something like that. At this point, I'm really just building up the terrain itself. So if you've been watching kind of my miscellaneous other series where I'm not building a map, but I'm more going over the basics, then nothing new here. I kind of want a large snow area on this map. It's probably too much, to be honest, but I can always subtract away what I don't want. So let's just go ahead and clean you up. How about I put some dirt right in the middle of the two? And why don't I do just a little bit of swampland around each of the ends here? It's probably a bit much. Do some lava. I'll go ahead and touch the left side of the map over here. I will most likely use the 4 outer edges of my map. Okay, we'll just clean you up. How about I do some rough in this corner? And what am I missing? Got a little bit of dirt, but I can probably use some more in this area here. Let's give myself a desert spanning the top portion up here. Give myself a nice battle zone area up there, I'm thinking. Got some swamp. Why don't I do some rough in the snow area? Then I'll just do some grass on the outside here before going dirt. And how about some more lava? So a bit random with my layout, and I still have a few areas to add in here. Why don't I do more snow down here? When I design maps, I enjoy the variance that all this extra terrain can do. And you'll see in a minute that I'm just going to start carving into it with water. I'm actually going to leave, I'll fill that in, carve through it. Just put some dirt. And what should I do down here? Got a lot of grass. Thinking rough. No, I've got rough right here. Let's do more sand. I want to get a good variance going. And then to finish off the sides, how about I just go with dirt? Dirt down there. Go dirt up here. Finish it off with grass. Okay, so now I've got all that, so now it's carving out water. Typically what I do with my water is I want to break it up so that I just have a couple of small-ish lakes, so something like that. It's pretty tall. And then, yeah, that'll work. How about another one over here? That'll do a good amount of water coverage up top. Doesn't really cut into any other areas, but how about I do just kind of like a trickling separating path there. I need more water. Something like that. Start doing smaller blotches. I'm just trying to get a nice variance going. I don't really have any hard concrete plans for this map yet. I really just take a purely artistic swing at the first couple of land and water placement buildings, and then I just kind of let my imagination run for a good couple of minutes while I water off and build some land. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Okay, so after I have the water and the land built up, why don't I actually throw in a few islands just to give them something to do in the water. Might not even keep this one. Yeah, I'll keep the grass. Why not? Okay, good enough. So once I have my land set up, next thing that I want to do is I want to zone off using a 2x2 hard sectioning, and I just want to go across all the different boundaries between the different zones. The point of this is to kind of build my starting areas, to build my conflict areas, and to kind of give me a more piecemeal way of approaching the map and looking at how I want to break this off and what kind of paths I want people to run when they're playing this map, just to kind of give me a better feel of balance control and placement and pathing. So I just really at this point try to go for a rough outline. I can always fix it later, so I'm not really worried about being perfect. But at this point, my goal is, like I said, we'll break it off. Maybe I'll leave that open up there on purpose. Probably have to zoom in to get a better picture of it. Break all these areas apart. Give me some different areas to work with. Once I have the different areas blocked off, I'll go ahead and start placing towns, and then from there we'll decide what the starting towns are and what the neutral towns are going to be. So I have a habit when I make maps of falling into a four corners kind of setup, especially since I have 4 players above ground on this map. I want to avoid a 4 corners setup. So I'm gonna, on purpose, keep my 4 corners as neutral areas. And that way I'll be able to get a little creative with town placement, and there might be a lot of maneuvering in these early videos of where I want these towns to take place. I will make all towns random. I usually like to have at least a couple of the towns that I plan on being AI controlled. I like to have some of them be actual towns so I know kind of how balance-wise the map is going to look. However, in this map, I'm feeling like it'll be a big enough map and I'll have enough separation between the different towns that really town selection should not be too critical to your success with this map. And if it is one of those maps where it is critical, then I'm probably going to balance it in a way where I can prevent that from actually being true. I want this to be like most extra large maps with an underground, a very long, well thought out map. And because it's, I don't like how close that came. Because of how much I enjoy the strategy side of hero placement, I'm going to follow the standard that I usually do and turn off Dimension Door, Fly, and Water Walk. So I'm going to have to disable a few spells and artifacts in these early videos. Okay, so I'm just sectioning these off. Okay, let's look at my passability. I'm not seeing anything. Looks like everything's crossed off. Okay, so now that I have all the main areas crossed off, I do a 2x2 border around my map. I personally don't like what the just the natural border of the map looks like when you run at it with your hero. So I'm gonna close it off for the most part. However, if we zoom in to this corner over here, look at my passability. Okay, I can make that work. I was worried about that being too tight. And then if we look over here, you can see I can run up in that area. This over here is probably going to need to be reworked. I might even... I'm going to go ahead and delete a good amount of this stuff. And I'll go ahead and just kind of swing that in there and back out. Gives me more room to play with in here, and to be honest, I think it'll look a little bit better than if I were to just leave it with its natural borders. Gives it a little bit of variability. Okay, so why don't we back up and take a look at what we've got here. I said that the 4 corners are going to be left alone, so I've got this area that's neutral, these 2 that are neutral, these 2 that are neutral, and then this one that's neutral. So I'm going to go ahead and put my first starting area. How about we make it player 1? You're going to be in this lava over here, and I'll give you access to kind of the rest of the map. I'm starting to get a feeling that this area in here is going to be where all the fighting's taking place, so I need to be kind of careful with town placement. Player 2. I'm going to put player 2 right here. That way he has access to all of this. Player 3. Player 3 is going to go in here. That puts them very close to each other. I think I'm going to move you over here. Where should I move player 1? Not too happy with this placement right now. Maybe I'll put player 3 right here. Yeah, that looks good. And then player 4. It's gonna go down here. So this will almost certainly be completely blocked off except for the bottom. I don't want people to rush each other. I want them to be able to spread out. But I do want some quick access. So you can see that I'll probably set it up so that 1 and 3 can charge each other, and then 2 and 4 can charge each other this way. That is pretty quick though. I'll move player 4 right here. 3 and 4 can start close to each other. And then I just won't allow 3 to jump the door this way. So that does put player 3 at a considerable disadvantage because his starting neutral area is going to be swamp. Does that make sense? It effectively turns this into his starting area. He can always jump on a boat, come over here and attack teal, so I might not, or attack green. I didn't really give myself a good zoning, did I? But I guess that's the purpose of having random land laid out like this. Well, I guess let's just start drawing out routing. So I want you to be able to run up here, down here, and into here. You are going to run into here, which will lead over here. You can also go up here, and I want you to be able to hop over in here. You can either leave out this way, or up this way. And I want you to be able to use the bow. So there is a rush possibility here. And then if I start you here, have you go up like that, or down into this area, or across into here. Well, it works. Maybe. What if I move you right there? Then I just block that off. So now you've got this starting area. This is neutral. You still have full range to look around in here. And I'll probably block this off so that he can't just rush. But I do want to get some naval action going on in here. Maybe I'll move you over here. That sounds better. Okay. I'll worry about the underground once I have a pretty good feel for the above ground. I definitely want to designate where I want to put the subterranean transport on the above ground, and then from there I'll go below ground and build up my underground from there. I want these worlds to actually be somewhat logically connected, and I want my underground to not be annoying to run through. So I'm going to build up the above ground to where I feel comfortable with it, and then choose my anchor points between the above ground and below ground, and then from there I will place the player 5 and player 6. But this is a pretty decent stopping point, so I'll pause the recording here, and I'll be back in the next video. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.